Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. This is the first lecture on a topic of O-levels differentiation. Okay, it's a very important topic. In 2020 June, this topic is newly added in our syllabus. 2020 June. Okay, before it was not in our syllabus. So they picked this topic from 11th grade. From AS Mathematics, they shifted to grade 10. So that is why this topic is very important. And since then, it is coming every exam. So let's start. First of all, what is the basic concept of differentiation? Okay, and the basic concept of differentiation, it is called actually change with respect to x. For example, when something, we can say that this, for example, this curve is going on and this curve is changing. If I draw a tangent at any point, for example, I draw a tangent at any point, for example, this, okay, and I want to find the change. So then what is technique to find change, students? So change is, for example, I can make any one triangle here, okay, or I make it again so you can shall understand. Okay, so what is a coordinate here? This is called x1 and y1. And what is the coordinate at this point is called x2 and y2. Okay, for your knowledge, this gap is called y2 minus y1. How come? I explained to you, this is actually, if you look at carefully, I just make you a diagram, okay, inshallah, I believe you understand. For example, so if I ask you, what is this gap? You say, sir, the y coordinate from here to this y1, and this y coordinate is y2. So this is a y2, students, and this full is y1. If I say that, or sometime it reverse even. So reverse, okay, if we talk about reverse, okay, reverse means, actually, I just make a different change here. Wait a minute, please. Yeah. Here I writing x1, y1, and here I write x2, y2. Okay, so if I ask you, what is this gap? This gap is this gap is very, very clear as this height is y2 and this height is y1. Okay, so how much this gap is equal to y2 minus y1. Okay, how much this gap is according to x2? How much this gap is x1? Then how much this gap? I can say x2 minus x1. And if you remember the gradient concept, so what is gradient concept? So gradient concept you done in lower grade in the previous chapters, even grade 9 even. So formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you can see that this is gradient formula. So y2 minus y1 keeping up, and x2, x1, x1 keeping down. So this is called gradient formula. And for your knowledge, the slope, how much angle is this one, is also called slope. So slope word, gradient word is same. Okay, and for your knowledge, now I'm adding a third part. So d over d, dy over dx, all three are same. Repeat my words, dy dx is called derivative, slope or gradient, all are same. For example, this is a line parallel to x-axis, it has zero slope, a zero gradient. A slightly tilt, it has one gradient. Slightly more tilt, it has 1, 2 gradient. It's more, it is a 4, 3 gradient. You can see that as gradient is increasing, the angle is increasing. Okay, you can guess from here the angle depends upon that. So in short story, the rate of change, this is called change of y with respect to x is called, so look at here, y is changing with respect to x changing. So it means the change of y with respect to x is called gradient or slope. Okay, and now it means short story, whenever he asks you the gradient, you find out the derivative, they are same. Okay, now let's start some practice. So first of all, I just show you how to differentiate. For example, any equation of curve. For example, let's take this is equation of curve, y is equals to x to power 2 plus 1. Okay, or before I start this one, I just give you a ground. There are two rules in our syllabus, rules of differentiation. Rule number 1 in our differentiation is what? This is, before I start, Do you know this is called square operator, square root operator? This is called square operator. This is called cube operator. Okay, and if you give 16, it returns us 4. It gives us 3. 3 to the power 2 means 3 3s are 9. If give here 2 number, 2 to the power 3 means 2 into 2 into 2 give you 8. So I repeat my word. This is called square root operator. This is called square operator. And this is called a cube operator. Similarly, this is called differentiation operator. I repeat my word. This is called differentiation operator. How it works? If you give any constant inside it, in the bracket, it will give you 0, the fixed formula. I repeat, if you're not understanding, I give you some examples. So let's start. It means if you apply differentiation operator on 7, it will give you 0. If you apply differentiation operator on 10, it will give you 0. It's a fixed formula. So any variable derivative differentiation of any constant, for example, k is a constant is 0. And differentiation of any constant, let's say, for example, a, answer is 0. So rule number 1 is over. This is the rule number 1. And let's talk about rule number 2. So rule number 2, what it says, rule number 1 is okay. Rule number 2, if you apply differentiation operator on x to power 10, is an example. So what it will do, bring this power 10 below and multiply with that, and from power 1 less. This is a rule of differentiation operator. I repeat, 10x to power 9, this is over. So let's apply operator again on some other function. For example, x to power 6. So it's a clear approach, simple, it will do. So this 6 will come down and multiply with x, and from power 1 less, over. And I believe you're understanding what is going on. I give you some more examples, like here. So for example, 3x to power 4 plus 2x to power 2. How we apply this differentiation operator? This 4 will come here and multiply with that. So 3 already present, 1 more 4 comes, and from power 1 less. And this 2 will come down, and 1 2 is already present, so no problem, and power from 1 less. So it means the rule is what? 3 for the 12, and power become 1 less, so it becomes 3, and 4 and x to power 1. So this is a whole working, and I'll give you one more example, then I will ask you where is a problem. For example, 5x to power 6 plus 10x to power 3. How it operates? This 6 will come and down, so 5 is already present, then 6 comes down, and from power 6, 1 less, I get a 5. And this 10 already present, I copy 10, and this power comes down, and power 1 less, it means power 2. And now I multiply 6 5s are 30, and power become 5. And 3 times are 30, and power becomes 2. Last example I'm giving you. For example, I have a 6x to power 4 plus 3x to power 2 and plus 10. For your knowledge, this is a variable, but this 10 is called constant. And for your knowledge, this is called coefficient. How to read it? Coefficient. And this 3 also called coefficient, but this 10 is not called coefficient. This is called constant. Repeat my words. With x is called coefficient, with x is called coefficient, without x is called constant. So if I differentiate this whole answer, 4 will come down and 6 already present, and from power 1 less, so it will become 3. This 3 present already, I copy, and the power 2 comes down, and from power 1 less. And this 10 is a constant, it becomes 0. So I hope so. The point is very clear, and final answer is 24x to power 3 and 6x. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I hope so you got some idea. And I'm giving you 2 questions to practice parallel with me. And one question is 4x to power 6, 2x to power 4, and plus 4. And one more question you will try with parallel with me. And there's a 5x to power 3 plus 2x to power 4 and plus 10. And first we try, and then inshallah I will do my Yes, I hope so. You take in reasonable time, student. And now, check your answer with my answer. I'm going to do. Get ready. So, rule number one: this six will come down and multiply with the four. So, like this, and from power one less. So, six minus one. Same approach here. This four will come down and multiply with the two, and power become one less. And the four is alone, but this four is a coefficient, where this four is called constant, and that becomes zero. And I got 24 x to power 5. And here 2 fours are 8 and x to power 3. And this is my final answer. And what about the other question? 5 remain as it is. The power 3 will come down and 3 and power become 1 less. And 4 comes down to already present and power 1 less. And then the constant becomes 0. And final answer 15x to power 2 and 8x to power 3. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I hope so. All points are very, very clear. Let's proceed for next more ideas. Okay. And now onwards, you know what I will give you? I will write like this. Y equals to 3x to power 7 and 2x to power 6 and plus 1. How do this kind of question? Before it was nothing mentioned here, nothing mentioned here. But now I'm writing y function. So when you have this condition comes, when I apply operator, apply operator right hand side, you know it very well what to do. But when I apply operator left hand side, what will be turned to be? So when I apply operator, have a look. When I apply operator d over dx on y, what will it turn to be? It turned to be dy over dx. So what is writing style? Dy over dx. So I'm writing it now. So dy over dx will stay as it is. 7 will come down and 7 threes are 21. And from power 1 less. Again, 6 will come down, 6 to the 12 and power 1 less. And this one alone constant, it becomes 0. I believe all of you understanding well. And now I'm giving two more questions to practice and you will try and then I will pause the video. You will try yourself and then we check your answer with my answer. Get ready. 6x to power 4 plus 10x to power 3 plus 10. Second question, I'm giving you 2x to power 5 plus 10x to power 4 and plus 20. So please take your time, solve these two questions, and then you compare your answer with my answer. Yes, student, you took a reasonable time. I'm starting now. Get ready. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So dy over dx. So this 4 will come down and multiple 6. So 6 fours are 24 and power 1 less. This 3 comes down and multiple 10. So 3 tens are 30 and power 1 less. And this 10 alone is called constant and constant derivative is 0. So you leave as it is or you write one step extra, just showing final form. Over. So this is my answer for dy over dx. Next question, dy over dx on the right hand side, what happens? This 5 will come down, multiply 5 twos are 10 and power 1 less, it becomes 4. And this 4 comes down, multiply 4 tens of 40 and power 1 less becomes 3. And this is a constant derivative is confirmed 0. So final form, I'm writing it here is this. So 10x to power 4 plus 40x to power 3. And Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I believe all points are very, very clear. All right, so I hope so the concept is very clear and I can move on textbook of a David Rayner. You can see this topic, David Rayner. So we have here, you can see this is exercise of textbook page number 268. And is the topic, 268, it will show you that there is a one topic name is differentiation. So this topic I'm going to start, okay? And I started already, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Now I'm going to show you some questions here. You can see now what I taught you, Alhamdulillah, same concept here. For example, how do this kind of question? So what is the technique to do this question? So you write dy over dx. So this 4 will come down and multiply. So 4 4 the 16 and power become 1 less. So this 3 will come down and multiply. 3 3s are 9 and power 1 less becomes 2. And this 2 will come down and 2 5s are 10 and power become 1 less become 1. And 1 power you write or you don't write, no issue at all. Basic indices properties. So 10x. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This is my answer. And I believe all of you understanding well what is technique to do. And what I suggest you on this page, question number 9 and question number 10, you have to try. First you try, and then I will do parallel with you, inshallah. Yes, student, I given number 9 number and number 10. I'm starting number 9. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Check and compare your working with my working. Question number 9 was y equals to 1 over 5 x to power 4 and 3 over 4 x to power 3 and minus 2 over 5 x to power 2. How we can do this kind of question? Basic same criteria, same method, and you know it very well. This 4 will come down and multiply. You can check in calculator even 1 by 5 into 4 when it comes. Why we waste our time? 4 multiplied into 1, 4 by 5 comes. So you can type in calculator or do manually. I think manually is best option. 4 multiplied with the both, it becomes 4 over 5. And power 1 less becomes 3. Same story here, 3 multiply the whole thing. 3 3s are 9 and 4 as it is. And power 1 less. And what about this? 2 comes down and 2 2s are 4 over 5 as it is. And from power 1 less. 1 you write or 1 you don't write, no problem at all. And this is my final answer. And I believe all of you understanding well. Question number 10. Okay, I'll show you later on. You can check your answers even and compare. So number 10. So number 10 is y equal to 1 over 16 x to power 4 minus 1 over 3 x to power 3 plus 17 over 25. So now big attention here, bring attention here. So dy over dx. So my students, what happened? 4 comes down and multiply with the whole, and I know it becomes 4 over 16. And from power 1 less, 3 comes down and multiply with that. So 3 over 3 and power 1 less become 2. It is a constant, and constant derivative is 0, as I said before. And ultimately, this cancellation, 4 1s are 4 and 4 4s are 16. You know it very well. 3 1s that we cancel out. So, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, you understanding? So, 1 over 4 x to power 3 and minus x to power 2. And this is final form. So, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, I believe it's nothing hard. Easy, very easy approach. Now I'm going to discuss a new thing that, what is the new thing? If I differentiate y, I get dy over dx. Every person agree with me. And if I differentiate function of x, it's a very interesting, this is called f dash of x. How to read f dash dash, okay? For example, this question is given by him, number 11. He asking f dash, dash stand for derivative. And what is the technique to do it? Dash put on the top, and 3 comes down, multiply the 5, 15, and power 1 less. This 2 comes down, multiply 6 to 12, and power 1 less. And this one you write or you don't write, no problem at all. And I believe you're not getting any issue. So these 2 questions in your range to try now. All of you, go ahead, please. I hope so. Inshallah, you can do it easily. And wait for me after you. Yes, student, I hope so. You done it. And now I'm trying question 15 and 16 one by one. Okay. So 15 question is mentioned here. I'm saving my time. I'm directly writing answer. Answers okay. F means f dash of x. So what is f dash of x, students? So simple. This 7 will go down and multiply. And 1 by 8 is already. So 7 ones are 7. I get 7 by 8. And from power 1 less becomes 6. This goes down, multiply 1 by 6. Okay, become 5 over 6. 5 over 6 and power become 4. So I believe nothing hard. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Let's go question number 16. So I do even in a one step only without writing questions. So f dash of x will become 5 will come down, multiply with 8, 5 8 is 40 by 9 and power become 1 less. And this 3 comes down, so 3 1s are 3. And 15 is still there, and power 1 less becomes 2. And constant alone number without any x is called constant, zeroed answer. So better to simplify one more step. And what is that? So 3, this table of 3, 3 1s are 3, 3 5s are 15. So 1 over 5 x to power 2. And I believe all of you, alhamdulillah, understanding very well, nothing hard at all. Let's start gradient concept. Now you ask, sir, what is gradient, sir? I discussed just recently, I explained when I top explain here on the top. I mentioned the gradient, the slope, or derivative. They are all same. Like a one person is a three name, so he can call any name. All right. So that is why gradient and slope same. So let's start. So gradient, but problem is only one. Whenever we have a curve, look or short story. First of all, I tell you. For example, this question I'm doing one, and then I give one task to you. He given us function. He is asking us find the gradient of curve when x is one. Actually, there is a curve. I tell you one thing. There are million trillion points locate on it. One, two, three. Many points are locating, but it means every point we have a different gradient. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. For example, at this, I make a blue color a tangent, so you can see, inshallah, this is touching. It's blue color. Okay. For example, at this point, if I make it a green color, so this is called a tangent. So it means same way I can show you this tangent as a black color line. So this is clear. I hope so. So you can see here, sense that this blue line is something else gradient, and green line something different, and black line is a different. So it means one curve can have a million trillion undefined gradients. It depends upon the number. So let's start. How to do the first question? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. A part. F dash of x is equals to this 2 comes down, multiply 4x and power become 1 less. Then what? Then 3 comes down, 3 3s are 9 and power 1 less. Now, in the place of every x, I kept empty spaces. You can see empty spaces. How many x? 1, 2, 3. Every x empty spaces. And this one will go here, and will go here. Like 1, 1, and 1. And I believe you're understanding f dash of x is actually called gradient. So I'm writing the word gradient. And 4 1 the 4 minus 9 1 the 9 is becoming -5 gradient. Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. I believe is nothing hard at all. Simple thing, same curve we can ask you find at 4. So I will plug in 4, everywhere 4. That's it. So Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen. I believe not a hard job. So give one favor. So what favor you can give me? Question number 3, it has a 3 parts. So you have to do all 3 parts. First, you differentiate, and after differentiating, replace every x by each value. Okay, first, and please go ahead, and I will pause the video and first you finish, and then play again and check your answer with my answer. Yes, students, you've taken a reasonable time. I hope so. And you, let's see how you please compare your answer with my answer. Okay. Question number 3. The question is given by him is 6x to power 2 plus 8x to power 3 and minus 7x. This is a question I copied from here. Before I start, I want to give us one small ground, very important thing. When I differentiate, for example, 2x, answer is 2. You ask, how come, sir? Because when there's no power, the power of x is 1. So when 1 comes down and multiply and power become 1 less 0. And something to power 0 is called 1, so 2 answers. So it means next time I will not explain again and again. So derivative of 6x will be equals to 6. What is differentiation of 10x? Is equal to 10. And what is in differentiation of ax? Ax will become a. So I believe all points are very clear. So let's start our question. F dash of x is actually equals to what? Equals to this 2 comes down, multiply 2 6 are 12, and from power 1 less. And 3 will come down, 3 8 are 24, and power 1 less. And no power means 1. 1 comes down, 7, and power 1 less becomes 0. So next time, if you don't show the examiner will not mind. So something to power 1, 1 power you write, or you don't write, no problem at all. So this is the final form of derivative. And now I'm plugging 1 by 1. First part, he's asking when x is 3. So let's start. X is 3. I'm saying at x is equals to 3. So let's see what happens, students. F dash of 3 equals to 12 times to 3 and plus 24 and 3 times to 2 minus 7. And when I type in calculator, so I'll check myself. First is 36 plus 24 times to 9 and minus 7. And answer coming 245. I repeat my words. I will type in calculator. I show again 12 times to 3 is 36. 24 times to 9 and minus 7. Answer is coming 245. So I hope so. The point is very, very clear. Now I'm saying that this part is over. He's saying next is equal to minus 4. When I replace x is equal to minus 4, my students, what happens then? I replace x is equals to minus 4. So let's see what happens then. If I replace every x value with minus 4, 12 times to minus 4, and 24 times to minus 4, and minus 7 is already there. Wait a minute. And I'm going to find it and check it a minute, please. An answer is coming 12 times to minus 4 plus 24 times to 16 and minus 7. Answer is coming 329. So I hope so. The point is very clear. Last part I am going to discuss now. And that is at x is equals to 2 by 3. You can see that this is question I'm plugging here. Now let's see what happens, students. Yes, I think you can see clearly. This 2 by 3 will go here and will go here. So f dash of 2 by 3 everywhere I'm going to replace. 2 by 3 I'm going to replace. I hope so. This is nothing hard for you. And let me try in calculator. An answer is coming with us. So it's coming here. Let me check again. 24 by 3 and plus 24 times 2, 4 divided by 9 and minus 7. So answer is coming 35 over 3. Let me recheck because maybe some mistake. 24 divided by 3 and plus 24 times 2, 4 divided by 9 and minus 7. So answer is coming correct, 35 by 3. And I hope so the point is very, very clear. And now I'm going for the next point. Yes, student, let's start now. A next concept. Look at here. This is a question I'm discussing with you. Number 4. This curve, equation curve given, and it has a gradient x is equal to minus 1 when x is equals to a. And he's asking find a. Normally we find out the gradient, but this time gradient is given by him. So what is technique to do? Let's start this question. This question I'm going to do myself. Then inshallah, I hope so you can rest to yourself. Let's start. First of all, question number 4. I'm copying it here. Y equals to x to power 2 minus 4x and plus 3. Every person knows how to differentiate dy over dx. Copy. This 2 will come down and from power 1 less. This actually no power of x means 1 power. And when 1 power comes down, multiply 1 4 is a 4 and power become 1 less. And 3 is constant derivative always 0. So let's complete simplify it. When you simplify something to power 1, you write or you don't write, no issue. And something to power 0 is 1. I'm going to show you these 2 rules. Something to power 1 is same answer and something to power 0 is 1 answer. So that is why I got a 4 only. So derivative is completely over. And he's saying that the gradient is minus 1 when x is 4. I repeat my words. Gradient is equals to minus 1, x is 4. And for your knowledge, gradient is also equals to dy over dx. I discussed already with you. So it means I'm going to replace it. Minus 1 will go here. So my students, minus 1 will go left hand side. In the place of x will go a, my students. So 2 times 2a minus 4. 4 will go on this side. Minus 1 plus 4 equal to 2a. I get 3 and 2a. And alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, I got the answer. I revise again the whole idea. What a question he is saying. Read it again. The curve equation gradient is given at this point, find a. So I differentiated first of all, and then in the place of dy of dx, I plug in minus 1. In the place of each x, I plug in x. So I'm going to give you one question to practice, which is number 5. He given us equation of curve, and grades given by him is -20 and x value is b. And I believe, inshallah, you can do it yourself. So take your time, please, solve, and then you can compare your answer with my answer. Yes, student, I hope so. You finished question number 5, and I'm going to solve this full question myself. And he given us what? He given us equation of curve, which I copied. He said that, okay, first of all, let's start differentiation. So dy over dx, what is basic rule? Power of 2 comes down and multiply with a 3. I got a 6 and power 1 less. And 2x is power, nothing mentioned power, I take 1. 1 2s are 2, and I got power become 1 less, become 0. And 7 is a constant, and all of you know constant derivative is 0. And something to power 1 you write or you don't write, no issue at all. And something to power 0 is 1, so I got 2. The differentiation is completely over. And as you know that derivative or gradient, they are same thing. So I'm going to replace dy over dx by -20, and x value I can replace by b. How b? Because mentioned himself. So I'm going to replace it, and -20 I plug in here, my students, and equal to 6 times to b and -2. When 2 goes on this end, it becomes -2 plus 2 equal to 6b. And then ultimately I got -18, 6b, and this 6 divide. And Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I believe all of you understanding well what is going on. And you can compare your answer, and I hope so you can find out the problems very easily. Okay. And now I'm going to do one next plan. Okay. And and next plan is something different. It's little level is increasing step by step. Okay, and you can say that half chapter is over. Half chapter is over. So let's start. This is what next question. Find the coordinates of the point where this curve has 5 gradient. Almost same idea, because he said that 5 gradients. So I'm starting it now here. Question number 6. And question is given 7 minus 3x minus 2x to power 2. And he said that gradient is 5, so no problem at all. So job number 1, you'll find derivative. All of you know, second 7 is 0, and 3x is 3. Become expert now, and 2 comes down and power become 1 less. So it means 1 you write or you don't write, no problem. But he said that the gradient is equals to what? The gradient is equal to 5. So no problem. I'm writing here as gradient is of 5. So I can say that the dy over dx is 5. So game is not finished. This 5 I will plug in here. -3 -4x. This -4x come on this end, 5 goes on other end. I get 4 positive and -3 and -5. And ultimately what I get from here, I get 4x is equal to -8, and x becomes -2. But what a question he was asking. Coordinates of points. What coordinates means, my students? Coordinates means x value and y together. So we got x only, but we need a y. So not a hard job. This x value, you plug in the question. Over, it will give us the y coordinate. And I'm finding now 7 minus 3 times 2, -2. And 2 times 2, -2, like this. And this is becoming what? 7 plus 6. And 4 2s are 8. Yeah, correct. And I'm giving 13 out of 13, 8 gone, 5. So state that the answer is turned to be -2, 5. This is called a point what he was asking for. And I believe all of you understood well. I have done question number 5, but now you have to do this question. But wait a minute before you start. He said 2 points, coordinates of, and second number, he asking x coordinates only. 2 point AB. It means when you differentiate, you will get a quadratic equation. And when you differentiate finish, look, I show a small hint. 3 comes down and power 1 less, my students. And 2 comes down, power 1 less. And 3. Yeah, now when I plug in 4 in the place of derivative, my students, you will apply, you will get equation. And that equation, which I will get this form equal to 0. Now factorization. Factorization or apply quadratic formula. I believe you got a point. So take your time and solve question number 7. I'm waiting for your solutions. And I mean, say, when you finish solution, then I will play my video. I will record next part and you can compare your answer with my answer. Yes, student, let's start. Question number 7 was what? He given us that equation of curve given. He said that grid is a 4 and find out x coordinates of AB. So let's start. So first of all, I will differentiate my students. And all of you familiar? This 3 comes down and power 1 less. This 2 2s are 4 and power 1 less. 1 you write or you don't write. And 3x derivative is 3. How come? Because 1 goes down 3 and something to power 0 and some power is 1. So 1 you write or you don't write. And now as he mentioned that as gradient is equals to 4. So it means put dy over dx is equals to 4. And when I plug in 4, students, what will happen? 4 equal to 3x to power 2 plus 4x and minus 3. Now I bring this 4 on this end, I get a negative 7. So negative 7, I get it. I put 0 here or 0 there. No issue at all. 3 7s are 21 and 21. And you know it very well. 7x and 3x, if I multiply them with a negative positive 7 and negative 3 will give us minus 21x. And if we add or subtract, you get answer what? Is equals to plus 4. So I'm writing it here 3x to power 2 plus 7x, or I can write it in reverse order even minus 3x before and plus 7x later, and minus 7 equal to 0. Now from these two values, 3 and x common out, and from these values 7 plus 7 common out. And I believe all understanding, if they match, it means we're doing correct. X minus 1 and 3x plus 7. And one time this equal to 0 and one time this equal to 0. So 1 by 1. And Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I believe you're understanding. So I got one answer here. And this 7 goes there, become minus 7 and 3 divides. So Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I hope so. The point is confirmed. And now I suggest you to do one tough question, and which is here. But make sure this time you will find not only x coordinate, but y as well. How come? Check the question. He said, find out the coordinates of PQ. So it means same way, same technique, but you will find x coordinate and y. And how to get y coordinates, friends? Put back both x value in the equation, get both y values as well. So take your time and solve. Then inshallah I'll do. Yes, when the question was the curve is given here and the gradient is given by him, gradient is given minus 3. And we need to find out not x coordinate like a previous question. No, we need to find coordinates x and y both in this kind of order pairs. It's called order pairs, one for P and one for Q. So let's start. The x is minus. So let's start. First of all, I will differentiate dy over dx. This 1 by 3 already there. 3 power of this power will come down and power 1 less. 1 over 2 already there. This power 2 comes down and power 1 less. And 5x, actually power is 1. So 1 comes down, 1 5s are 5 and power 1 less, 0. So 3 3 cancel out, 2 to cancel out. I get x squared and I get x, and here 5 only. And he said that derivative actually gradient, he given us that gradient is equal to how much? Check please, minus 3. So I'm going to replace gradient minus 3. So I'm writing here gradient is equals to minus 3. And I said that the gradient and derivative, they are same. So I'm going to replace it. When I replace 3 there, negative 3 this place, what happens then? Negative 3x to power 2 plus x minus 5. Negative 3 will come this end. It will become x to power 2 plus x, and negative 2 equals to 0. Right. So I hope so all of you understanding up till here. Clear? Now factorization. 2 1s are 2, and I know 2 1s are 2. Same factorization possibility. So from here, what is common? X common. And you must expert in factorization now. So I'm not spending time on it because I believe that you have a good idea. X plus 2 gone and x minus 1 left behind. So one time this equal to 0 and one time this equal to 0. So when I keep it first 0 or 1 by 1 second, so 2 goes there, become -2, 1 goes there, become 1. But he said, no, give me y coordinates. So put both values, plug in the equation. And I want to save my time. Okay, show one. When I replace 1, so 1 over 3 and 1 to power 3. 1 over 2 and 1 to power 2 and minus 5 times to 1. Actually, 1 I'm replacing in a whole equation. So when I replace and check, the answer turns to be what? So it turned 1 over 3 plus 1 over 2 and minus 5. So answer is coming with me -25 over 6. Let me recheck. It is right. I think I took a wrong coordinate, right coordinate. I think correct. Let me recheck. Yeah, correct. I thought maybe I took the wrong numbers. Yeah, correct. Now, at the same approach, I will go for y, and this time I'm saving my time. I plug in -2 in the whole equation. So when I replace in a whole equation, let me check. 1 over 3 times 2 minus 2 to power 3. Okay. And wait a minute. Yes. And plus 1 over 2 times 2, 4, and minus 5 times 2, minus 2. So answer tend to be 28 by 3. So we got two answers, 1 comma -25 over 6, and an x value -2 over 28 by 3. I hope so. The points are very clear. He did not mention which is P and which is Q, and I hope so. The point is very this is end of lecture today. So this is a clear, and now homework is from 5 till 10, and some questions are redoing in the range. You must try it. Okay. So inshallah, tomorrow in next lecture, I will try to complete stationary point concept. Okay. And alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I believe the concept is clear of today.